are memorable, and I think that's something he'll be thinking about going into the next debate.
David Axelrod, always a pleasure, and let's tell everyone where to go. You can watch, thank you, you too. You can watch the whole interview with Mayor Pete Buttigieg. Brand new episode of The Axe Files airs tomorrow night at 7 o'clock right here on CNN. Coming up, racing for Barry. New Orleans preparing for a storm that could make landfall as a hurricane. The big question now, will the levee system hold up?
The X-Files is brought to you by Mitsubishi Motors. Drive your ambition.
Get up to 0% APR for 72 months on select 2019 models.
Who will face off in the next Democratic debates? 2 nights, 10 candidates each night. Watch the lineup take shape in an unprecedented live event. The draw for the CNN Democratic debates. Thursday night at 8, only on CNN.
Everyone loves a throwback, but I haven't worn that suit in a while. Or those shoes. Luckily, I still have them. Because the clothes that once gave you confidence can help someone get their career back on track. So throwback and donate at Men's Warehouse today.
Hey, I'm Zach, CEO of Roman. Some health issues are tough to talk about. With Roman, you can go online, chat with a physician, and if treatment is right for you, we'll ship FDA-approved medication right to your door. Roman, let's take care of it.
You might take something for your heart.
I'd be happy to provide it. And we'll provide it over, but I would like to note that here it says the official recommendation. There were 3 different options presented. The third included the option for family separation. This initiative would pursue prosecution of all amenable adults, including those presenting with a family unit. Mr. Holman, your name is on this. Is this correct?
Yes, I signed that memo.
So you are the author of the family separation
I
policy?
am not the author of this memo.
You're not the author, but you signed the memo.
Yes, a zero tolerance memo.
So you provided the official recommendation to Secretary Nielsen on family for the United States to pursue family separation.
I gave Secretary Nielsen numerous recommendations on how to secure the border and save lives.
But it says here that you gave her numerous options, but the recommendation was option 3, family separation.
What I'm saying, this is not the only paper where we give the Secretary numerous options to secure the border and save lives.
And so the recommendation of the many that you recommended family separation.
I recommend zero tolerance.
Which includes family separation.
The same as is when every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested with a child.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father
Mr.
from the
Holman, with
family.
all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you enter the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
When you want to seek asylum, go to the port of entry through the legal way. The Attorney General of the United States has made that clear.
Okay. Mr. Chair, the memo is submitted to the record for review. Inspector General Costello, one last thing. Is there a record, based on reports throughout the year and in our hearing earlier this year, we spoke with Ms. Juarez, a mother who lost her child due to inhumane conditions in facilities. We learned that there is no accurate record and no policy being held of people who are pregnant and people who endure miscarriages. Is there a record of who enters and leaves these facilities?
I'm not familiar with the instance you're talking about, but I do believe the facilities keep custody logs and logs, but I'm not familiar with the incident you're talking about.
And where would we find those records?
I believe all the facilities keep them on site, so CBP and ICE facilities.
And if you believe that the records are not accessible, or if we find that the records are not accessible, do you believe the committee should seek to request records from DHS on the location of children and those that are detained?
Well, we would never opine about what the committee would request and not request, so.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Presley.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm very proud to represent and to call the Massachusetts 7 my home. It is home to 40% of our residents are immigrants. And today, those residents, those families are living in constant fear. At the hands of this administration, a fundamentally broken immigration system has truly been weaponized. On Wednesday, we heard heartbreaking testimony from Yasmin, a mother from Guatemala, who lost her 19-month-old baby girl, Marie, after pleading with ICE officials to provide her baby with adequate medical care and medicine. I have no shortage of fury for this injustice, this tragedy, this callousness. But in the time allotted to me as a member of Congress, I would instead like to focus on trying to save a life. Mr. Holman, I agree with you. There has been much too much death. So, in that vein, I want to enlist your partnership in saving a life. Right now, ICE is depriving an asylum seeker, Mariana, of adequate medical care. Mariana fled state-sponsored, gender-based violence in Angola and is being held in Laredo, Texas at a facility operated by Core Civic, a private for-profit detention facility. Her 5- and 7-year-old babies were separated from her and sent thousands of miles away to Chicago. A doctor at the detention center says she is at risk for a hysterectomy if she is not released and receive the proper medical attention. Despite notifying detention center staff of her serious health condition, they refused to grant her access to adequate care. Earlier this week, Mariana lost consciousness. Her lawyers and her family are desperate to get her medical care. So, Mr. Holman, in your expert view, can you instruct and advise me how to elevate Mariana's case and ensure that she gets the medical care she needs?
Well, on your first comment about the callousness of ICE Medical, let me be clear in that case I was talking about yesterday, because I remember that case. In 20 days of detainment, they had 10 medical appointments. 10. And the mother didn't go to 2.
I'd like to,
no?
Mr. Holman, I'd like to reclaim, this is my time, I'd like to reclaim my time, and right now...
You can't make a statement about callousness and medical care.
As tragic as, well, we can all agree that it was a tragedy that baby died, okay? I'm not talking about the past, I'm talking about the present, and we have an opportunity to save a life. And I'm asking you, in your expert opinion, what should be done and how can we elevate...
Your comment about callousness stand without a response. This is about transparency in American people, is it not? I'm telling you that mother is given 10 medical appointments, and she, as required by law, should release after 20 days.
Hold up. Whoa. Wait a minute. Let me make sure I understand what's going on here. We're talking about 2 cases. Is that right?
Yes. I was referencing the tragedy of a baby that we've already lost.
Right.
There is a woman in care right now.
You're inquiring about that. Okay, that's what I just want to make sure I was clear.
And I'm just seeking his expert counsel on what is the procedure and what can be done to elevate this woman's case, to get her the medical attention that the detention doctors have said are essential to keeping her healthy and alive.
Very well. Let me just ask you real quick. So, and tell us what you can do to help in that situation. Then we'll restart your time. Go ahead, sir.
But to make a statement about a baby that didn't die in ICE custody.
Reclaiming my time. Let me state the question again.
Is a man,
in a case
is this hearing for transparency to American people or not?
Mr. Holman, I am not revisiting the past.
Of course
I
not.
offered it for context, and I said it was a tragedy, and we can all agree there have been far too many tragedies. You said there's been a lot of death. Let's stop the death.
You can't blame the first death on ICE.
To save a woman's life. You are an expert.
Contact acting ICE Director Matt Elbitz.
Reclaiming the time. In your expert opinion, where a person loses consciousness in custody and has been separated from her babies for months, how does a member of the United States Congress get an answer about her case from ICE?
I'll make an urgent phone call. If that's what your facts are accurate. I'll make an urgent phone call to Acting Director Matt Elbitz ICE spends nearly $500 million on medical care in our facilities. So I'm sure all the facts you presented probably aren't the facts.
Reclaiming my time, Ms. Costello, in your view, what does it take to elevate a case to ensure a woman who is detained receives medical care?
So obviously you can contact my office and issue a complaint through a hotline. You can send a letter to us. But as Mr. Homan is suggesting...
Reclaiming, how does your office inspect facilities to ensure that detained individuals have access to healthcare specialists and outside care?
We do periodic unannounced inspections of both CBP and ICE facilities and compare the situations we observe against either the TED standards or the PBEN standards for ICE facilities. And when we identify issues of grave concern, we report on them and we notify ICE as part of that process.
And since September 2018, at least 7 immigrant children have died while or after being in federal immigration custody. Ms. Costello, based on what your office is seeing and reported on, do you have any concerns that the conditions in detention centers at the border could lead to more deaths?
The gentle lady's time has expired, but you may answer the question.
Based on what we reported in our management alerts and what I testified to today, we are gravely concerned about the conditions that we see in the CBP facilities at the border. And we are concerned that it could lead to additional security incidents and obviously high risk of disease.
Thank you very much. Mr. Holman, I can't sit here as a member of Congress and hear about somebody possibly dying and not do what I can to save them. And I think we all feel the same way on both sides of the aisle. I would just say, I'm not knocking you. I'm glad that you have agreed that as soon as this hearing is over to make that phone call, because we do want to save every life that we possibly can. Our first step will get it to you before you get it. All right, thank you very much. And you, Ms. Costello, thank you very much. I really appreciate all of that. Now we will move on to Mr. Clay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And Ms. Costello, in response to media reports, a CBP spokesperson said, and I quote, "It's important to note that the allegations of a sexual assault is